Hello guys, welcome to today's tutorial. So today I will be teaching on the relationships in MySQL Simplify, and the three basic types of relationship we have in the database is one-to-one relationship, where one table, where one record is related to another record in another table. And then here we have one-to-many, where one is related to many, and then where we have many-to-many, where many records are related to many records in another table. So, and we're going to be using the primary key constraint, and then we'll also be using a foreign key. We'll be applying these two concepts. We'll be using these two concepts to actually teach this. All right, so let's get started. So here I have I'm going to be using XAMPP. In case you do not have XAMPP installed in your system, just go to apachefriend.org and download XAMPP. Then you can start the Apache and then start MySQL. So here I already have a database. I just created a database called text. You can see it right here, test, and then it does not have any table. I do not want to create a table here manually. Of course, you can create a table manually, but I do not want to create it. I want us to use code. I want us to use SQL queries. So I don't want this video to be too long. I already have the queries prepared in my cheat sheet, so I will just be copying and then be pasting, and then I will tell you what I did. So let's go to structure. Remember, you have to select the database and make sure that what you have here is the name of the database. Okay, so let's go to structure. Yeah, structure is the SQL. Sorry, SQL is where we write our our SQL queries. So I will pull up my cheat sheet. So this is what my cheat sheet looks like. So in this we'll be needing a table, one table to demonstrate this. We'll be needing two tables to demonstrate this. That's three tables. And we'll be needing two tables to demonstrate this. So that we're going to be having 5 tables in total. Okay, so let's start with the users table. So in my cheat sheet, I'm simply going to copy the users table here. Let's copy this. We'll come over here and paste it. Okay, so here we have a create table statement, create table user. So we have this to be the primary key. You can see from here, this is the name. This will be the name of the column. This is the data type. We want it to be int, and we want it to be auto increment. That means we want the value of this to increment from 1 to 2, 3, 4, and we want it to be primary key. And we don't want it to be null, so that's why we say not null. And here we want to get the user full name, and we want it to be a varchar, and the length of maximum length of 255. We don't want it to be null, and we also want to get his email, the data type here, and his phone number, and default to be null. So here we're saying this can be the default is going to be no value for phone number. That means the phone number is not really required. So we have the gender here, we have the default to be null, we have earning, we have the default to be null. It's an int. So this basically tells how much this particular person have made in this platform. All right, so we have the created at, then the type is date time. We want it to be a date and time data type, and we want the default to be the current timestamp. All right, so having written this, let's go and run this. Okay, good. You can see now we have the table right here. So we have the table right here. Okay, and then we are going to create the next table. The next table, let me go back to my cheat sheet and copy the next table is the address table. All right, copy it. I don't want this video to be too long. That's the reason why I had to prepare the cheat sheet. Okay, so we go to the next one. We have the address table, and this address table will hold the address of the user. All right, just to keep the information of the address of the user. Now the purpose of this this particular table is to demonstrate the relationship between the user, one-to-one relationship. Okay, so here we have the address ID. It's going to be auto incremented. It's going to be primary key and not null, and it's going to be an int. So we have the user ID. Now this is user ID. Remember, we created a post. We created the users table, and then in the users table we are bringing the user ID here, and then we're making it int, and we're making it to be unique. Now unique means that this particular user cannot have more than one record in this table. That's what it means. he cannot have more than one records. So he should only have one record. So this is going to be one record per user, one record per user. That is how we're going to establish one-to-one relationship. This unique key means it's going to be unique. It's not going to appear more than one. So we have his city, country, created at, and updated at. And then here, this is where we form the relationship. So what we are saying here is we want to create a foreign key. The user ID is the foreign key here. It is a foreign key in this address table, but it's a primary key in the users table. And then we are referencing the users. We are referring the users table, and then the column we are referencing is the user ID. And then on delete cascade. So what on delete cascade means, if we delete a user, we want his record also to be deleted. All right. Okay, so let me go to the ERM diagram and show or something. Where is my ER diagram? Okay, so here we have it from the ERD diagram. So we have the users table here, and we have the address table here. So you can see we have one-to-one relationship, just one-to-one. So here we have the user ID here is also the user ID we have here. But in this case, this FK means primary key, foreign key. That means it is a foreign key. And then the U here represents unique. U here means unique. So we have this into this. So this is really how we form one-to-one relationship. You can see this key user ID is being referenced here. So that means a user here has an address. He is a user, but he has an address, and then he can only have one address. Of course, you can have more than you can actually have more than one address. Like you can have your permanent address and your residential address, but here we just want to get one address, either the permanent address or the residential address. All right. Okay, so here you can only have one permanent address or one residential address. You can have more than one permanent address and have more than one residential address. Okay, so here the unique key makes it different. The unique key tells the database that this user ID, for instance, a user ID can only appear once here. All right, so this is what we're trying to establish here. So you can see it, we have a unique and then foreign ID. So let's run this. Okay, you can see we now have it. So let's check our database. Now we have address table, address ID, user ID, city, country, created at, and updated at. All right, let's go back to our SQL, and we are going to create the next table. So the next table we're going to create here is, let me check from my cheat sheet, the post table. All right, so let's just copy the post table and place it right here. So in the post table, we have post ID is an int type, data type, and it should be auto incremented. It is a primary key, and it's not null. And then here we have the user ID. User ID, it is int, and we have the title, we have the body. We want the body to be middle text, not null. We have publish at. Publish at is going to be Boolean, which is true or false. So if it is false, it's 0. If it is true, it's 1. So we want to be false, because when a post is created, it should not be published immediately. So we have created at the time, the current timestamp. We have the updated at, which is a data type, and the default is null, because updated at, it should be null until when the post is updated. Then a value can be inserted right here, right? Okay, here we have publish at date time, so we want it to be null. And then let's go back to our ERD diagram and see what kind of relationship exists. Now remember, we have just thought about one-to-one relationship. So here the user is having a one-to-one relationship with the address, because one record here can only relate to one record in the address. That means a user can only have one address. That's what it means. That's what we mean by one-to-one relationship. All right, so here we're going to be talking about the next one, which is one-to-many relationship. One-to-many relationship simply means that one record here, one record here, can belong to can be associated to many records in this place. So here we have one-to-many. Now look at this. You can see one goes to many. You can see it goes to multiple. So one user can create more than one post. Now you should note the difference very clearly. One user can have more than one post, and a post can only belong to one user. A post can only belong to one user. A post cannot belong to more than one user, but a user here can create more than one post. So here we have one person and one user having many posts. So that's how we have one to many, because he can create multiple posts, more than one, many posts. So when a user here is able to create more than one post, this is one person relating to many record here. So here that's how we have one to many. But in this case we have one to one, because one user here can only have one post here, one address here. He cannot have more than one, so we have one to one. But in this case we have one to many. So you can see how it's represented here. We just have, look at the symbol one to one, but here look at the symbol one to many. All right, so the relationship between the user and the post here is one to many, and the relationship between the user and the address here is one to one. I hope that helps. You get it clearly. All right. Okay, so let's go back to this place. Let's go back to our database. Okay, so this is how we establish it. Okay, you see it now. You see what happens. Okay, I want to show you one difference. Let's go back to our ERD diagram. Now in our ERD diagram, the difference when you are defining one to one and one to many is this: the unique. The foreign key for one to one here has a unique value. That means do not allow a user here to have more than one record. But in this case we do not have this, because we want to allow the user to have multiple posts. All right, thank you. That's just I just wanted to point out. Okay, so let's run this and see what we have. Okay, it is created. So here we have our post table. You can see our post table right here. Okay, let's go back to the cheat sheet and then see what we have. Okay, the next one we're gonna create the categories. All right, we're gonna create the categories table. Let's copy it, go back to SQL, and we're gonna paste it right here. Okay, so here you can agree with me that if you're creating a blog website, you can have categories of posts. We can have posts that relate to education, we can have posts that relate to technology, we can have posts that relate to lifestyle, fashion, entertainment. So you have many categories. So in this case I want to talk on this many to many relationship. All right, let's go back to our ERD diagram. I want to show you something. Where is our ERD diagram? Okay, in our ERD diagram, here many records here belongs to many categories. All right, that is where we have many to many records here belongs to many categories. So we can have that the first post belong to one category, the second post belong to another category, the third post belong to a different category. So here we have many records here that are related to many records in the categories table. So when categories, because in this case we have posts, many posts here are related to many categories. So we cannot simply have something like this. So the only way we can do this is to break this into two. We have to break this many to many to one to many and one to many. That is simply how we are going to break this, because from here directly we have many to many, and it is very difficult to represent it. So the only way we can be able to solve this problem is to bring a table, an intermediary table or a link table that can link these two. So we can break it to one to many and one to many. All right, so this is how this works. So what we simply do, we pick the name, the post here, and pick the category. So we have post category ID, and then in this case what we simply need is the primary key here and then the primary key here. So when we insert the primary key of a post here, we insert the category here. So this helps us to know the category that a particular post belongs to. So this is the only way we can be able to solve this problem. So we have this. So when we pick post 1, let's say post 1 here, we bring it here, and maybe the category is category 10, so we bring 10 here. So we can now know that, okay, post 1 belongs to category 10. So we can pick yeah, let's say the category 10 is entertainment, so we know that post 1 belongs to entertainment categories. So when we are pulling all the posts that belongs to categories, we can be able to pull it. This is where we just pull them from. All right, okay, so let's go back to, I hope that helps. Let's go back to this. So what we simply need to do is the category ID as a foreign key. We have here category ID, and we have the name, the category ID we're gonna be auto incremented primary key, and then we have the name and the created at when it was created. All right, so let's run this statement and see what we have. All right, okay, so let's go back to our cheat sheet and copy the last one. So the last one here is the category ID. Now remember, when you're creating a table like this, make sure you first create the users table, because the address table references the users table. All right, so you have to create the users table first, create the address post, but make sure you create your post and category before creating the post category table. All right, okay, let's go back to here and then paste this inside of here. And okay, here the only thing we need is the post ID and the category ID, and then this is where we reference them. Remember, we are saying that the post ID here belongs to post, belongs to post, and the column is post ID. That's what we are referencing. So we're saying on delete cascade. What it means is, when that post is being deleted, we want to remove this. And here we are also referencing the categories. We are picking the category ID here, and we are referring to the categories table, and the column we are referencing to is the category ID, and we are saying on delete cascade also. That means if you remove the record, we want to remove it from here entirely. Okay, all right, I don't think this is really necessary. I don't think this, but you can leave it or you can remove it, but let's just leave it. Let's just leave it now. Okay, so let's run this and see what we have. Okay, so you can see from here, we've been able to create all these posts. I mean, this is how you can create all of this. Now because I said I don't want this video to be too long, let's go and check the relationship view. So what we're simply going to do is we go to post. Let's go to posts, and we go to structure and go to relationship view. We want to know how it is being related. Okay, you can see from here we have this column user ID. Now the database name is text, and then we have the table users, and then we have ID. So from the post table, the ID, the user ID on the post table, we can see is related to this users table by this user ID. You can see the relationship. All right, so this is how you can create. We can also go to the address table and check, go to structure and check the view. So you can also see the same user ID test. Then we can also let's go to post category and see what we have right there. Okay, here, so here you can see, because here we have two foreign keys. So we have the post ID references the post table, and then the column is the post ID. So you can see, so this is how you can you can have this. Sorry, what am I even saying? Sorry, this is how you can be able to establish this relationship, because in my SQL, now you can see that we did this practically. So we have all of this now, and from here you can proceed. We can insert data into this and then start working with it. But because I said I don't want these videos to be too long, I'm going to do another video for this, but the next video is going to be on join. I'm gonna be using join to select. I'm gonna be selecting state. I'm gonna be using join to select. So here we can be able to select all the categories. For instance, let me go to ER diagram. So for instance, when I'll be teaching join, I will do a video on joins. So we want to select all the posts that belong to a certain category. This is like when you go to a website, you click on you want to filter by category, you click on the category, so you see all the posts that belong to that category pulls up. So we're going to be doing that with join, and the user can also check out all the posts, where you can select all the posts that belongs to a user. All right, so yeah guys, I mean, that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you for watching to the end. Please remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel, share this video, click on the notification bell so that you'll be notified whenever I will post new videos, and remember to like our videos. Thank you very much. I hope you learned a lot today. Bye bye.